Hello and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to reach out and wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And I didn't put up a tree this year, but if I did pick out a tree and I was going to put it in my house, it would look a lot like the tree in this picture. I have absolutely no holiday decorations in my house whatsoever. But my son is coming over for dinner, and I did make an effort to get, like, little Christmas plates and stuff like that. But I don't make a big deal out of Christmas. For some of you who know me, they know that I did study with Jehovah's Witnesses when I was younger. That does not influence my view on Christmas, celebrating Christmas as an adult in any way. To me, it's like Christmas in my mind is kind of optional. I can go all out for it one year, and the next year I'll be completely indifferent to it. But this year I I think pretty much every year I at least have dinner, but I don't really go out a whole lot for Christmas. But I do think it's a very beautiful holiday. When I talk about beautiful, I actually am referring to like the decor and all the little pretty, colored lights and everything. But so anyway, I was thinking about how, when I was younger, Christmas was kind of a big deal. Now, this is, of course, before I became interested in taking a personal study with Jehovah's Witnesses myself as a teenager. And I do remember having this idea and this belief in a Santa Claus, and so I remember my dad would try to make it extra special and act like, if he was out that evening and driving home, he would say, oh, he saw Santa in his sleigh, on his way home. And I would believe these ridiculous lies, but I'll tell you what, it made life fun, and it made it like there was something magical, and he played along with this for very many years, until I got old enough to kind of figure it out that there was no Santa Claus. But I will tell you, that was a huge disappointment. I think I know in some ways I am kind of against the idea of telling people that there's a Santa Claus, but I do remember the positive things about it. So anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I've been really thinking about how the length of videos. I'm coming back to YouTube after leaving for 10 years, and I do know that there's a lot of people, including myself. It's not just, everybody, like I'm like, downing people, but a lot of people really don't have like long attention spans, unless of course the topic is like really interesting. I think most people want to come in here to do a little bit touch and go, hear what's going on in the person's life, then just move on to the next one. And unless of course it's some long lengthy documentary, I just wanted to pop on here and wish everyone a great holiday season, whatever holiday it is that you celebrate. And hopefully, you're not one of those people who make plans for the new year and then suddenly, like a few days or maybe a week after the new year, you kind of forget it and fall into your habit. If you have any goals in life, I wish you well on these endeavors. Myself, the New Year resolution, I'm not really someone who goes around making those, but I think in the past, it's been my lifelong goal since discovering astral projection when I was a teenager. Actually, I think I was a little bit younger than a teenager when I first had an astral projection experience. My first one was, I believe I was in 5th grade. It was the summer of 1982, and that was the first time I had an astral traffic experience. And then as I got to be a teenager, they increased and multiplied, and then, I would say they happened more when I was a teenager. And then as an adult, they don't really come as often. I think the last astral experience I had was maybe about a month or so ago. And I'm hoping that, it's been said that some people are able to master astral projection. Now, I think when it comes to my psychic gift, I'm very grateful for all the great psychic abilities I have. And I would not necessarily say that astral projection is considered a psychic gift. It is a spiritual gift, but it's one that I have not mastered. And why I say I have not mastered them is that even though I've had several in my life, it's that some people are able to astral project at will, meaning they literally go to bed with the intent of coming out of their astral bodies, out of their physical bodies, and being able to explore. And this is kind of like, you know, if for those who are not familiar with astral projection, I seriously suggest you look it up. But for people who are familiar with astral projection, most people will agree that not just myself, but other people generally have them spontaneously, and they are not within the control of the person who is having them. But however, there are some people who have mastered the art of astral projection. I have for many years tried to do this myself. There are certain hypnotic type of music or sounds or even spoken words that can help, you know, lead you into it. I have not had any success with these, and I've heard a lot of people who have not either. But however, this is a goal that I continue to strive for year after year, day after day. And I will tell you right now, when every time I lay my head down to go to bed, I go to bed with the intent of hoping to have one. And yeah, hopefully it'll happen one day. But you know, there's a lot of things that people are trying to work towards when it comes to their spiritual life. You know, some people want to, like myself, I want to master astral projection. Some people want to be able to open their psychic centers more. For some people, they are in a period in their life where they're drawing in psychic revelations, ideas, thoughts, whatever is coming out to them psychically, but it's coming sporadically, and they themselves have not been able to master it and be able to tap into psychic knowledge at their will. Now, I consider myself to be a master at this. This is one of the reasons why I like making these videos, and I will continue to make more how-to videos as we go along. I'm getting a fresh start on my new channel. But for those people, you know, I think I could be a help. I would like to learn how to do astral projection. And I've watched a lot of channels. I bought a lot of books. I have books in this bookcase on the side of my bed that is supposed to help me do this, and I have gone through so much. I really do think it's a spontaneous gift, and if some people are going to master it and some people are not. Some people have psychic revelations, you know, in important moments of their life. Like I've heard people who've maybe they had a relative that passed away, and they never had any psychic experiences before in their life, but that day that particular relative of theirs that they were close to passed away, they recall having some sort of message or something happened before that had actually occurred. Some people have these psychic gifts only in certain periods or moments in their life. And who's to say, maybe for me, astral projection is always going to be that way. You know, it's always going to be a touch and go thing, spontaneous, something I have no control over. You know, but whatever the case is, you know, I think that our spiritual lives is probably the most important thing that we have, you know, because it's personal, it's ours, it's not something that we have to share. It is ours 100% and belongs to us. So anyway, I hope that you guys all come back to my channel and will watch more of my videos as we move into the new year. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. I wish you all to accomplishments, not just in your spiritual life, but as well as your everyday mundane lives that we all live, you know. And of course, our spiritual life is the most important thing to us, but we also have to have other things in our life, and I hope that you find fulfillment in 2023. Take care. Bye-bye.